So, you're thinking about a career in software development, right? Well, for decades, Java has been an absolute powerhouse, and for a really good reason. In this explainer, we're going to break down the exact roadmap to becoming a job-ready Java developer. We're talking everything from salary potential to the skills you actually need to land that job. Okay, let's get into it.
All right, let's just cut to the chase and start with the big question. What can you actually earn? Well, according to data from Built-in, the average total compensation for a Java developer in the US is, get this, $190,532. Just let that sink in for a second. That's not just a number that grabs your attention, it's a number that screams just how valuable this skill really is.
But it's not just about the money, awesome as that is. That huge salary is really a reflection of massive industry demand. I mean, Java is everywhere. It powers these giant enterprise systems at banks and corporations, and it also powers the Android apps right there on your phone. Its versatility and sheer reliability make skilled Java developers incredibly valuable. And just look at how a Java career stacks up against other really hot roles in tech right now. With an average base salary over 145 grand, it is more than holding its own. This just goes to show you that even after all these years, choosing to specialize in Java is still one of the most stable and rewarding bets you can make in the software world. And believe it or not, your earning potential can shoot even higher depending on where you live. If you're in a major tech hub like Boston, the average salary just skyrockets to $265,000. And New York City and Chicago, they're right behind, both averaging around $240,000. So the big takeaway here is pretty clear. Your location can be a massive multiplier for your income.
So, you're motivated, you see the potential, but where on earth do you even start? Well, the very first step is figuring out your learning path. So let's break down the main options you have for getting the skills you need.
Okay, so you've basically got two main roads you can go down. On one hand, you have the formal, often paid certifications from industry giants like IBM and Oracle. These are really structured and they give you a clear credential at the end. But on the other hand, you have this incredible wealth of community-approved resources, and a lot of them are free, like the legendary University of Helsinki MOOC or project-based platforms like Hyperscale.
And please, do not underestimate the power of these free resources. I mean, this quote from a user on the Learn Java subreddit really says it all. The Helsinki MOOC is famous in the community for being one of the best, most comprehensive, hands-on courses out there for beginners. It's proof that you absolutely do not need to spend a fortune to get a world-class education in Java.
But hey, what if you do prefer that more structured, formal path? Well, the great news is these are also incredibly accessible. For example, the IBM certificate on Coursera states it right up front. You don't need any prior experience or even a college degree to enroll and succeed. So the doors are wide open no matter where you're starting from.
All right, so you've picked your path. Now it's time to focus on what you're actually going to learn. What does a Java developer need to know? Let's move on to the essential toolkit that every single aspiring Java developer has to build. Okay, I know this checklist looks like a lot, but let's just break it down. First up, the absolute non-negotiables: core Java and object-oriented programming. That's the basic language. Then you need to get the Java ecosystem, which are the tools that actually run your code. After that, you've got Spring Framework, the most popular tool for building big apps, and SQL for talking to databases. And finally, you have the essentials for any modern developer: Git for tracking code changes, Docker for packaging your app so it runs anywhere, and JUnit for testing. You master these, and you're not just someone who codes, you're a professional developer.
We mentioned OOP, and it's so important that we need to pause on it, because it's pretty much the entire philosophy behind Java. Think of it like building with Lego bricks instead of just a pile of clay. Each object is a self-contained little brick with its own data and its own functions. This whole approach is what lets developers build these massive, complex applications that are still somehow easy to manage and update. Okay, now for the big one, a question that I know holds a lot of people back: the whole formal education thing. Do you really need that piece of paper to get hired? This is probably one of the most common questions from anyone thinking about becoming a developer, especially if you're switching careers. So let's see what the community and, real-world experience has to say about it. And there it is. There's your answer straight from somebody who's actually done it. This quote from a Reddit user just perfectly illustrates that what you can do is so much more important than what your diploma says. Companies are looking for skilled developers, period. They care about your ability to solve problems with code, not your academic history. And here is even more proof for you. Another developer shared their story of going from a total beginner, literally from Hello World, to getting a job in under 3 months. So what was their secret? They just focused like a laser on building projects and creating a portfolio that showed what they could do. A strong portfolio can speak way, way louder than a degree.
Okay, you've picked your path, you've started building your toolkit, and you know a degree isn't going to stop you. So let's talk about the final steps, validating your skills, and then absolutely acing the interview to land that first job.
This right here is where certifications can really shine. Now, they're not always mandatory, but they send a really powerful signal to employers. Getting a certification from a respected name like Oracle basically validates your knowledge. It's like a stamp of approval that proves you have the skills they're looking for, and it can give you a real edge. And this is what that validation actually looks like in the real world. An official Oracle digital badge isn't just a picture. It's a credible, industry-recognized credential you can put right on your LinkedIn profile and your resume. It's the modern, verifiable way to show off what you've accomplished and tell everyone you're ready for the job. Finally, the interview. Look, preparation is everything. You absolutely have to know your core Java and OOP concepts cold. Get really comfortable solving those coding challenges using data structures and algorithms. And don't be surprised if they ask you about more advanced topics like concurrency. But maybe most importantly, be ready to proudly walk them through your portfolio, explaining what you built and the problems you solved. So there you have it. We've covered the why, the what, and the how. The path is clear, the resources are out there, and the opportunity is absolutely massive. The only thing left to do now is to start. So the real question is, what are you going to build first?